What if I told you that there are some hidden details in Security Breach that you may likely have not noticed? What if I told you that the spin-off game that was made in 2019 for charity, Freddy in Space 2, is connected to Security Breach? Hello everyone, this is DJ Aiden, and today I want to talk about a theory that I've had in mind for like 2 years, 1 year, I'm not entirely sure, but it was a good bit, and I saw no one talk about it, and I was just urged to talk about it now that my YouTube channel is growing, you know? Okay, quick little pause here, but we are very close to 200 subscribers, so if y'all subscribe and make me reach it, that would be very appreciated. Thank you. Alright, now that I'm done with the intro, let's talk about why I think Freddy in Space 2 and Security Breach are connected. It all started with this. When I heard the Princess Quest theme song, I was like, hey, that sounds familiar. I looked up one of the FNaF soundtracks, and I heard in Freddy in Space 2 a song called Through the Cracks, and it is like the same exact melody as Through the Cracks. Here, have a little comparison. I don't know about you, but it's kind of strange on how they made the theme for a very lore important game, Princess Quest, have the same melody as a spin-off game for one of the music, Through the Cracks. Isn't that strange? And this is only just the beginning. We're not done yet. I have multiple reasons on why I think Freddy in Space 2 and Security Breach are connected like this. In Freddy in Space 2, there is a music that plays in the beginning cutscene called Purple Smasher. Now that's all fine and dandy until we play Security Breach's minigame, Balloon World. It has the same exact music playing, not even a remake, just the whole music. Now one could argue, oh, maybe Steel ran out of time and they had to reuse one of the songs from the past FNaF games. Now, that could be the case, but like, why would they choose a song from Freddy in Space? That's such a specific choice. Like, they could have chose something from freaking FNaF 3 that has some minigame music. Yet they chose Freddy in Space 2. As John would say, need more proof? Alrighty then, I can give you more proof. In Freddy in Space 2, there's music that plays in a level called Supernova Journey. And in Security Breach, it is unused, but I think it is worth pointing. There is an unused music called, well, actually I don't really know its name, but I'll call it Supernova Journey because it quite literally is a remake of Supernova Journey from Freddy in Space 2. In the West Arcade, there's quite literally a reference to Freddy in Space 2. Now this one isn't really in Security Breach, more rather in Freddy in Space 2, but it is actually Security Breach related. But the teaser for Freddy in Space 2, it shows Roxanne Wolf. Now, back in like 2019, we had no clue this was Roxanne, but looking at it now, we know for sure that it's Roxanne because of the very, very big similarities between these two. Okay, now I must admit, this one's a little bit stretching and far-fetched, but I thought I'd just throw it out anyways, because, you know, why not? But in Freddy in Space 2, there's a lot of boss fights for the puppet for some unknown reason. But in Security Breach, the puppet appears a lot, just like how the puppet appears a lot in Freddy in Space 2. Now, like I said, this could be me stretching, but take it as you will, I guess. Now, I've saved this one for last for a reason. It's because it's a big connection, in my opinion. Hell, it's the reason why I'm making this video right now. So, be prepared to see, like, a potentially big connection. Okay, before I speak about this huge connection, I want to give a shout out to Twitter user Swirling Cat for this huge connection, because this is not something I made up. This is what that Twitter user said. So, you know what? Go give him some support. Go do it. In Freddy in Space 2, Freddy Fazbear creates a state-of-the-art AI called Lulzhax. Lulzhax was meant to be his son's protector, but until one day, he became rogue, brainwashed Freddy's friends, and held Freddy's son hostage. It is now up to Freddy to take down Lowell's hacks. In the 6th Tales from the Pizzaplex book, The Mimic, there's a man named Edwin and a child named David. Edwin wasn't always around for David, so he made a state-of-the-art AI called the Mimic. The Mimic was meant to keep Edwin safe. The Mimic was just there to keep company for David, while Edwin would be busy doing mechanical stuff and get as much money as he possibly can. But something terrible happened a few days later. Edwin's son was playing in the road. It was too dangerous for him, but Edwin didn't know that he was playing in the road until it was too late. His son died from a car crash, and the mimic would copy David, and that would make Edwin snap. He would destroy the Mimic, let out his rage on the Mimic, but the Mimic learned to copy Edwin's rage. His violence now lead him to major consequences. A few decades later after that incident, Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex would open, and the Mimic took advantage of the animatronics. He hacked Chica, Monty, Roxy, and Freddy. Although he didn't have control on Freddy for long, he had control on the rest, and it was up to Edwin to put a stop to the Mimic. But he couldn't. He can't. Edwin would die in the storyteller tree due to lack of oxygen, and his story would end there, and Mimic's story would continue. I don't know about you, but I feel like these comparisons are really strong, but there's just one simple problem. It's the fact that Lohax doesn't really spare Freddy's son. In fact, Lohax tries to kill his son, while Mimic doesn't really harm David ever. In fact, they're like best friends till the end. Now, admittedly, that's like 1 point off for me when it comes to this theory, but I feel like that this theory is still strong. In fact, I still got some stuff to show you when it comes to this theory. Now, this image I'm showing you, it is made by Twitter user Swirling Cat, the one who made up with the whole Mimic and Lohax connection, so go give him some support. Now, the image in question says that Mimic and Lohax, they were initially made to take care of kids, but gone rogue. They brainwashed Freddy's friends, they are reluctant to fight and just send their minions to fight the player instead. And for the second form of Lohax and the Mimic, it would be that Freddy's friends would be no longer controlled, aka defeated, and Lohax would confront us with a new form, but it'd be revealed that's a fake out. And then the final form is currently unknown. I guess we'd have to see in the Ruin DLC or Help Wanted to or whatever. I personally think that's a really cool idea, that weird bunny thing in the Ruin trailer is actually just a fake out and there's something more big going on behind the scenes. But I guess we'll have to see in Ruin to see if that image is correct on whether that bunny guy is a fake out or not. I'm sure there's probably one question that is just roaming in your mind. That question is likely, what does this mean for Freddy in Space 2, and how would this affect Security Breach? Let me explain. I think that Freddy in Space 2 parallels to Security Breach. You see, I don't think that Freddy in Space 2 is quite literally a thing in Security Breach, and if it is a thing, then it's probably just a fun little spin-off game and not like some haunted arcade like Princess Quest, for an example. I really do think it's simple as that. I mean, we could have Freddy in Space 2 still be a fun spin-off game, while it also gives us some hints about Security Breach's lore. So, the conclusion I've come to is that Steele and Scott have left some hints and little references to Freddy in Space 2 to tell us, hey, Freddy in Space 2 has some little lore elements that may help you figure out Security Breach's lore. Well, folks, that should be it when it comes to the theory. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If there's a flaw with it, please kindly tell me. And if you like it, then tell me what you like about it. Before I end this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to my inspirations when it comes to these FNaF theory videos. I want to shout out ID's Fantasy, Ozone, Game Theory of course, and Ride Toast. If you fellas are saying it, keep up the great work, because y'all inspire people. And including me, y'all inspire me. So, have a great day, folks, and I'll see y'all on the flip side.